So much for joining us here on An Hour to Give. This week it's all about Youth Ottawa, and I'm so excited to welcome their executive director to the show today, and that is the one and only Jesse Card. Hi Jesse, how are you?
Hi Sam, I'm doing good. Thanks for having us.
It's great to have you here. Tell me all about Youth Ottawa, because I think a lot of people might think they know what it is, but we want to start off on the right foot today.
Absolutely. So Youth Ottawa was founded in 1997, so we're in our 27th year as an organization. I personally have been involved since 2018, but it was founded by Max Keeping, a local journalist and philanthropist and youth advocate, and also Jean Piggott, who we know City Hall is, the main foyer is named after her. She was an MP and a prominent businesswoman. They had the vision back in 97 to have youth contribute, so to be part of the solutions for the city that can affect other youth. The first thing they ever started was at a gala event that would recognize the achievements and contributions that young people are making in the city to help their communities. They believed at the time that we needed to recognize these achievements and recognize the work being done by young people with the goal of making the city more opportunistic, more friendly to children and youth. So since that time, there have been a lot of different programs that have come and gone, and a lot of impact, but we're happy to be celebrating the 27th award event at the end of October.
27 years. Okay, I didn't know that part.
Yeah.
So that's fantastic. It's been going a long time.
Yeah.
We're going to get into all the details this year. We want to invite the community to attend 21 Under 21, which I'm so excited about. October 24th is the big day. When you talk about the programs for Youth Ottawa, give me a sense of what you're offering youth.
Yes. So like I said, because we're a federal incorporated charity, we rely on funding from grants and donations and some fundraising. But what happens in that type of environment, I'm sure all of my colleagues in the nonprofit sector would agree, a lot of times you're focusing on programs that are new, and you're putting up programs based on these grants. And when the grants run out, those programs don't have sustainability. So that's fine, like a lot of great work's done through those programs, but right now what we've tried to do is just focus on like 3 pillars of areas that can positively affect youth. Mm-hmm. One, active citizenship and civic engagement. So how do young people interact with their city? This isn't just a city for, adults, right? Like when you're a young person, in fact, newborns up to 25-year-olds make up 30% of the population of Ottawa-Gatineau. I just learned that recently too, in a recent study that the city put out. But that's a significant amount of people that are involved. Like, how are we thinking about the city, and more importantly, how are young people interacting with the city, and how are their voices part of the solutions that we put forward as a government and as a private sector? So civic engagement is one. We operate active citizenship initiative in high schools across Ottawa, where we teach youth to choose an issue that faces their community and come up with a solution and do something about it. Don't just learn about it, like actually get involved. Our second pillar would be social entrepreneurship. So I think this day and age, young people are looking at entrepreneurship as an actual career path. Mm-hmm. And we want to facilitate an environment where they get that experience firsthand, but then also there's a runway for them after they maybe do our program. Mm-hmm. There's an ecosystem there for entrepreneurship in the city. And I've heard from a lot of young people, I think there's a knock on Ottawa. There has been for a very long time that we're a sleepy government town, and it's hard for things to happen. And a lot of young people in the creative entrepreneurship space move to other cities. And I think we don't want that to happen. So I think we want to improve the situation for youth entrepreneurship in this city. And the third pillar would be digital literacy. So this day and age, like young people are online. A lot of the jobs are hybrid format. There are a lot of technical digital skills that are required to show up in society now. And also, it's important to learn those types of skills, how to tell stories like you have done for your career, and also how to navigate the media around that. But also the responsibility of like, when is too much screen time?
Right.
Too much. And I think that's an issue we've seen just recently. schools banning cell phones, and maybe that was a long time coming. There's good and bad, I'm sure, if you speak to people. But those are the 3 pillars of programming that we offer, and then of course finding platforms for youth and how to incubate their ideas and help them get to the 3rd and 4th stage of their ideas.
Love it, and I love you've kept up with the times as well, right? Because that's really important. Youth are always keeping me, up with what's happening on. I've got a daughter who's 16. She's like, Mom, that's not cool anymore. This is the cool thing. So that's great that you've kind of gone along with that as well. I know you mentioned obviously the fundraising portion and those great partners you have. Can we talk for a second about RBC? Yeah. I'm wearing my RBC blue today. Yes. Because, I think about someone like Glenn Sheen at RBC, very dedicated to Youth Ottawa. Talk to me about how important that partnership's been.
Yeah, so RBC has been the title sponsor for this event when it was called the Spirit of the Capital Youth Awards. They came in 2018, so they've been a strong supporter for this event. They understand the importance, and it's part of their greatest strategy that I think is just coming up on their 8 years of a $500 million commitment to service youth. And to help train youth for the jobs of tomorrow. I think that is one thing that we align very much on in terms of, there are concerns. Young people have concerns about how to afford houses, how to afford school, the relevancy of their education. Is that actually equal jobs in the end of their investment? So, I think RBC understands that they see this event as part of the solution of building that ecosystem and platforming these youth. And we're just ecstatic to have them on as long as we have. Really, the event wouldn't go forward without their support. So it's really important.
Yeah, they're wonderful partners for sure. Let's talk about 21 under 21. Yeah. I saw the nomination process. Yes. Then we see, obviously, the events happening October 24th. We're going to meet some of those incredible recipients a little bit later in the show. But talk to me a little bit about this event, because I'd love to see the room nice and full of people celebrating these youth.
Yeah, absolutely. So these are 21 young individuals, 21 years or younger, that have done some remarkable things that deserve the recognition. That was the original vision of Max Keeping and Jean Piggott. And I think that what's really important is that we want the community to be able to come around and support and celebrate these young people, because, designing solutions for young people, designing programs is one thing. But if we can, and at Youth Ottawa, we really believe, if we want to scale and make these opportunities available for everyone, we have to build capacity. And who better to build that capacity than to empower young people that are already doing amazing things and give them the potential of doing even more. And we want to do this every year. So we've taken our award recipients from 14 being recognized every year to 21. That was one of the other benefits of moving to this platform and this new model. Mm-hmm. But also the rebrand, we've done that in consultation with young people and with our board and with community members. And we want to build some more relevancy in it. So when you win this award, what does that mean? What other opportunities can come from winning this award that previously wasn't there under maybe the RBC Spirit of the Capital Youth Awards brand? And we have aligned that with the 40 under 40, which of course the OBJ and the Ottawa Business Journal has put on. So we really do believe there's a lot of potential of creating some synergies between more mid-level and senior, business people with youth that are coming up, that are the change makers, that are going to shape the future of this city. Let's get them in the room more often. Let's open up doors. Let's open up opportunities. And as a city, as Ottawa, we need to be a little bit more opportunistic, I think.
For sure. Can you imagine if someone won a 21 under 21 and they run a 40 under 40?
I think it will happen.
I think so too. I'm actually really excited about that. That's awesome. Talk to me a little bit about how people can get involved in this event. We like I said, we want a packed room. We're getting down to the wire in terms of the date.
Couple weeks.
But is there still an opportunity for sponsorship, for instance?
There is, yes. We do have some more ward level sponsorships. We've sold out of some of the tiers that we have, but we do have the opportunity for folks to come on as a sponsor to help us with the award. Every recipient is receiving a $1,000 bursary that night, so $21,000 is going out. So we need the community to rally to help us make that happen. But also, if you just want to attend, I think, like you said, we want a packed room. Yeah. We want these young people to know that the community has seen and recognized what they're doing and are kind of cheering them on. And we want to create a networking environment, just like, we want entrepreneurs, we want city builders, we want leaders, we want nonprofit executives to be there because we are trying to build capacity,
Right.
as opposed to, just one of like me running a program. If we had 30 young people running programs and having job opportunities come by being part of the solution and running those programs, we can have impact on many layers, and that's what Youth Ottawa was trying to do.
What's it like to be the executive director and have all these young people around you and their energy and the dynamic ideas they have?
It's wonderful. I mean, I think that's why I got into this work. I don't like to say no. I think anything is possible. I truly believe that young people have energy, they have passion, and sometimes when they come to you, you have the keys to their success because you know the right person. You can make the introduction. I think it's almost like an obligation of people to open doors for younger people, to give them something that they need, or say yes to a few of their ideas early on, because that is what inspires them to keep going. I can think in my life, if a few people hadn't said yes and helped me, then I probably wouldn't have got to the next step or the next business. So that's what we have an opportunity to do. And the 21 under 21 is just another vehicle to do that type of work.
Mm-hmm. Who else do you want to thank for this event? Are there other partners you want to give a shout out to?
I want to thank my staff, my team. They've been incredible planning these events. Alyssa, Stefania, Adam. It truly takes a team to put off all these events, and I also want to thank the other partners that are doing work in the space of youth services. Your YSB, BGCO. I really do believe we're part of an ecosystem, and we all play a role. And the more that we can all kind of get together and fill gaps and support each other, the better. So I want to thank everyone in this space, helping Ottawa become more friendly, more child friendly, and more opportunistic to young people's ideas.
I love it. I love it. Jesse Card, Executive Director of Youth Ottawa. We're going to chat with you in a little bit, so don't go anywhere.
Okay.
We're going to introduce you to some great recipients as well. Stay with us here on An Hour to Give. I'm Sam LaPrade. Come on back, everyone.